Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So before we get started, make sure to hit the like button, also subscribe to my channel. In this video, we will talk about 10 things to take care before travel. So make sure to watch the full video. No matter how often you travel abroad, there's bound to be at least one or two things you forget to organize until the last possible moment. It's easy to get wrapped up in the excitement of going on an international trip and forget the practical, but important, things that go along with it. So to help you keep track of what needs to be done, here are 10 key things you need to take care of before you head off on an international vacation. 1. Make sure your passport and visa are up to date. There's no item more important for an international trip than your passport. Without it, you're not leaving the country. So once you've found it, check that it's still current, but also that it's valid for at least the next 6 months. Regardless of the length of your trip, some countries have a firm requirement on this, so better to be safe than sorry. You also need to work out the entry requirements to the country or countries you plan on visiting. There may be a set length of time you can stay in / or a requirement to apply for a visa online or through an embassy. It's best to check your State Department, US, or Foreign Office, UK, website well in advance so you can sort this out. 2. Get vaccinated and fill prescriptions. Staying healthy while you travel is incredibly important, not only during your trip, but also once you return home. That means you need to make sure that you have everything you would normally need, like medication, as well as things specifically for your trip. For starters, you'll want to fill your prescriptions to make sure you don't run out of medication while you're away. It's also smart to have a small first aid kit to take with you in case of minor health problems like sprains or stomach issues. The other big safety precaution you need to get on top of for a trip is your vaccinations. Visiting different countries often means encountering new health risks, and you want to do all that you can to prevent catching anything serious. This means making sure you're up to date on regular vaccinations like tetanus and diphtheria, as well as checking if there are vaccinations specific to your destination. 3. Check for travel warnings and advisories. Just because a country regularly receives tourists and has international flights in, doesn't necessarily mean it's a safe place to visit. Before you jet off on your international trip, you need to do your homework and find out all the safety and security concerns that are associated with your chosen destination. Looking at your State Department, US, or Foreign Office, UK website, you'll see advice on any risks you may face in a destination. These can range from threats of terrorism to kidnapping and political instability, all of which may affect where in a country is safe for you to visit. 4. Buy travel insurance. As much fun as travel is, plenty can go wrong too. No matter how well you plan, bad things can happen even to the most experienced travelers. Travel insurance exists for everything from small mishaps, like bad weather, all the way to serious medical emergencies. Policies can include everything from lost luggage and delays to medical treatment, and even emergency evacuation. While it might seem like yet another expense, travel insurance can save you from a huge bill should something go awry. 5. Obtain an international driving permit. If you have any plans of driving on your trip abroad, you'll want to get your international driving permit before going. Different countries have different laws about accepting foreign driver's licenses for cars and motorbikes, which is where the international driving permit becomes useful. Many countries require this permit together with your driver's license for you to drive or ride a motorcycle there. What's more, your insurance company will usually require your international permit if you are in an accident in order to pay it out. 6. Get your money sorted. One of the most complex and stressful parts of traveling overseas is making sure you'll have access to your money while you're away. The idea of being stranded in a foreign country with no access to money is something any traveler dreads. Part of the problem is that there are so many options for accessing your money overseas, each with their own drawbacks. To get a handle on how you'll access your funds while you're away, you need to know which options to use and how you can best maximize their value. Travelers' checks are not a viable option anymore, as they're no longer accepted in most countries. 7. Pack appropriately. Packing is often one of the things people think most about before a trip. And yet, it's hard not to fall into bad habits. whether through forgetfulness or indecisiveness. Who doesn't make mistakes when packing for a trip? A classic packing mistake is to overpack, trying to bring everything you might possibly need with you. Instead, leave just-in-case items at home, remembering you can always buy things when you arrive if you really need them. One item not to leave behind in this day and age is a travel adapter for your electronics. You'll also want to ensure your electronics are dual voltage to avoid any compatibility issues. 8. Learn a few phrases in the local language. The value of speaking a bit of the local language cannot be understated. Not only does it make getting around and interacting with people easier, but locals are also likely to be more open and welcoming towards you. By showing you're making an effort, no matter how bad your language skills are, they're also more likely to make an effort when helping you. Don't underestimate how far odd hello or thank you can go with people. As for where to start with learning the local language, basic phrases like hello, thank you, yes/no, and excuse me are essentials. 9. Research your destination. An essential part of preparing for a trip is doing all the research that helps you create a plan for your visit. While you can use that info to help craft a schedule and itinerary, that's not quite as important as covering all the essentials. After all, you don't want any bad surprises to pop up or to regret missed opportunities. The obvious place to start is the weather, since the season and conditions are always going to affect what you get up to while away. Similarly, check to see if there are any festivals or major events happening. They can have a big effect, both positive and negative, on a trip, so you'll need to decide whether you want to go or avoid them. 10. Clean your house. After coming back from a trip, the last thing you want is to be greeted with a messy, smelly house. Nobody feels like doing housework after a long flight when they're drained by jet lag. Unfortunately, the solution to this is also housework. But by doing this before you go, you won't come home to any unwanted work. Just before you leave, be sure to take out the trash and clean out the fridge of all perishables. Far more pleasant to do it now before the food expires and starts to smell. You'll also want to handle the dishes and laundry, especially so you have clean clothes to wear before getting to your travel laundry. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.